Hi, my name's Akari.
Hi, I'm Kate.
Nice to meet you, Kate. Just wanted to know what brought you in today.
Just last week, my son was taken away from me, and I really, really, really want to get him back in my home because, he's my whole life. I love him so much, and I want to know what the necessary steps are that I need to take to kind of get control of my life again. At this point, I live with my boyfriend. I love him to death. Although he does use drugs, and I do occasionally with him. And he's also abusive towards me and my son. And when I'm using drugs with him, I tend to have abusive tendencies towards my son as well, because of him.
Well, I just want you to know I can't possibly imagine what you're going through right now, and that's a tough situation to get through, and I know you're torn between your son and your boyfriend, of course. That's two different loves that are going against each other. And I also want to let you know that anything you say today is confidential. It won't be used against you unless I feel like you're being harmed or at the time something happens between you and your boyfriend and you get harmed. I have to report it, just to let you know. Also, I just wanted to talk to you about first the steps to getting your son back.
Okay.
For you personally, since is the boyfriend that you have, is that the son's father?
He's not his father. No, the father is not in the picture anymore. Doesn't live in the state. I have no contact with him, and my son doesn't either.
Okay. So what we need to focus on is really just you first, because they're going to look at you as the sole person who's providing for this child.
Yeah.
So we really want to first start with, do you want to stop using drugs? Is it something that you feel you need to do?
I want to stop using drugs to get my son back. I will do anything to get him back at this point. I don't want to leave my boyfriend, and I don't think he'll stop using drugs. But I will. And I know he's going to be around, and that's an influence on me, but I am willing to stop drugs. I don't know where to start because, I can't stop using them on my own. I don't have any intervention tools, really, for that, so I'm not sure what to do.
There's definitely plenty of areas around here that help with substance abuse, and we can get started with that just working with me and you, maybe me going with you to just get you involved with a counselor down there, and then you could start your individual sessions with them. Also, we need to get started with group sessions with you and your son, so that way I can evaluate you and, kind of report back and let people know that you're making the proper steps to get your son back. Mm-hmm. Another thing, I know that you're torn between your son and your boyfriend, so another thing we could do is possibly in the future have a group session between you and your boyfriend to see if maybe we can talk to him about maybe either lessening the drug use to start and then trying to get rid of it completely. If that doesn't happen, there's other steps that we can take so that you can keep a good boundary between your son and your boyfriend, of course. Love is hard, so that's something that you really can't control, like what other people do, and I just want you to know that we're here to help you through all of it. Another thing we kind of want to get started is, I know you've been away from your son for a little bit, so we want to try to start maybe having you visit him at one of the places.
Yeah.
Of course, have like daily visits or every other day. They'll probably start with weekends, so we definitely want to get that started so you can get back with him.
Yeah, I miss him so much. And if it did come down to it and I had to, I would choose my son over everything. Just so you know, if it does come down to it.
So is there anything that, you'd like to have happen to maybe help with the situation you're going through? Anything to help you cope?
I think what's really hard for me is when, my boyfriend and I are both, high, it can be really hard because he gets abusive toward me, and then it's like a chain reaction where I'll be abusive toward my son, and I don't know how to stop that necessarily. My boyfriend's abuse is more like verbal, but then I use physical abuse on my son, which isn't okay. And I don't know how to stop that reaction. So I know stopping drugs will help with that altogether, but my family has a long history of alcohol addiction, and so I think that's also part of the issue. And I'm not really sure how to handle that either.
Well, one thing we would probably look at is there anything that's stressing you out at all, or anything that?
I work as a manager at a hotel, just a night manager. So work can be kind of stressful for me. And paying bills on time and making sure that I'm a single mother, so making sure that all my bills are paid on time, my son gets to school and everything like that. So I don't know, I just get really stressed about money a lot because my job, it pays, but it doesn't pay great. So I've been looking for more work, to pick up more hours and get more money, but it's kind of hard because I don't have a college degree. Yeah.
Is college something that you wanted to pursue or still want to pursue?
I had my son when I was really young, so I intended to go to college, and I just never had the opportunity. And now I don't have the money to go. But it is something that I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be a teacher, really, really badly. I wanted to be an elementary school teacher, but I've just gone down a different path, and I'm afraid I can't get back from it. But I don't know if that's true.
It's very possible. I think the first step we need to take is possibly seeing local money management areas that can help you.
I definitely need that.
And once that gets started, it'll help you, figure out what you want to do, put money where, and that'll also help you get your son back faster because they'll see that you're working really hard to make sure that he has a stable living situation. And also they can help you with getting back into college. You could talk to a financial aid counselor that can help you get scholarships, and we can easily set that up so that you can get started in the process.
Even getting my associate's degree, I would be okay with just something more than what I have now, which is just a high school education.
That definitely can help. I know people now, they are so worried about degrees, but those definitely help. So if that's something you want to look into, maybe look at some community colleges around the area. We definitely can look into that and see how much money they are, and then that way you could present that to a money management office.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, thank you. It's been actually really helpful because I didn't know where to start with all of this, getting my son back, and it's kind of nice to know that I need to work on myself in order to be better for him.
And of course, always here for you. It's a rough process getting him back, but it's very doable, and I believe that you're going to take the steps to get your son back, and you seem like a person who's very hardworking and willing to do what they have to do to get things done.
Yeah, thank you for being positive. I was afraid that you would be like the barrier in the way to getting my son. And
no.
You're working with me, not against me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Are there any other questions that you have for me? Any other concerns?
Not today. No. I think this is a good start. We have some goals that I need to reach and do better on my own. So I think getting control of my substance abuse is something that I really want to start with.
Well, we can definitely start having more sessions and getting you closer to getting that with your son. So.